church say amen. I don't have no doubt. If you do, you may need to ask the Lord for a little bit more faith. God is good all the time. And all the time God is good. And it is He that we greet you this morning on this great Father's Day and Juneteenth. God is good, isn't He? Thank God. Exhorter Evans read our scripture. Is there anybody here who did not understand what she was reading? I believe you have heard that scripture read many times, and it is often preached about the return of the prodigal son. So, I'm not going to read it again, but bear with me. One writer to the chapel put it this way. Reverend Terrence, he said, Father's Day isn't nearly as big as Mother's Day. He said the florists, they are not overworked. The card sales are not nearly as profitable. The restaurants on Father's Day will be half filled. And church comparance pales in comparison to Mother's Day. Not only that, we men here, Taylor, we were told last Sunday they wouldn't even feed us. But on Mother's Day, we pastors all across America, we praise moms for their sacrifices. Everybody pats them on the back, some even weeps. But on Father's Day, it's a whole different story. What you mean, people? Well, on Father's Day, we talk about absentee fathers, deadbeat dads statistics. We recite that and we lay guilt on them for not being there for their kids. If you go to the dictionary, if you look up the word father, in the dictionary, it comes just before the word fatigue. And right after that, the word fathead. But why do fathers have such a hard time? Why do we have a hard time? That you think that we don't love our children just as much as mom. Billy Crystal was in New York when his daughter Lindsay, him and his wife, love child, when she turned 11, he phoned her home to wish her happy birthday and to apologize for not being there. Then he said, look, when I'm not there, but I sent a large package that will arrive late this afternoon. Then he jumped on a non-stop flight to LA. Later, when his daughter Lindsay got home from school, the doorbell rang. And when she opened the door, she saw a large 6-foot box. And when she opened it, her dad was on the inside. He said she hugged him so long, he didn't think she was going to let go. He said, let me tell you about me. He was talking about him. He said, I missed 35 birthdays with my dad. He said, I'm not going to let that happen with my daughter. He said he was 15 years old when his father died of a heart attack. What are you trying to say, Prichard? What are you trying to say? Taylor Chapel, what I'm trying to say is that every dad is not deadbeat. Do I need to say that again? Every dad is not deadbeat. And I hope that doesn't surprise some of you. We too, dads, we are concerned about the moral decay of our culture. We are also apprehensive about the temptations that face our children on a daily basis. Even the secular world acknowledges the fact that our culture is coming unraveled at the seams. And the primary problem is the breakdown of the family. Politicians have tried. They have offered all kinds of stopgap measures. What you mean? They have offered curfews, free condoms, child care on campus, and countless unenforceable laws. But with all of that, our best attempt have at best fallen short. So what's the answer? The answer to our depraved culture can still be found. Where it can be found in an outdated, old and discarded book. It's called the Bible. The psalmist referred to it as a lamp unto our feet and a light to our paths. In Luke 15, Jesus told 3 parables about a lost sheep, a lost coin, and a lost boy. And the 3rd parable is called the parable of the prodigal son. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate because we, over time, we have tended to focus on the boy escapades. And really, in calling it the parable of the prodigal son, they don't do it justice. That story ought to be entitled the parable of the loving father. Jesus told this story to illustrate how God reacts to our sinfulness. The father in the parable, it symbolizes a compassionate God. It also reveals the kind of father that God wants each of us fathers to be. The prodigal son asked his father for his share of the inheritance even before daddy died. It's unusual, for a father to be that generous. Now, my father, he didn't have that much to pass on anyway. It just was the times that we lived in. But he gave me plenty of knowledge that he passed on. But any material wealth, it just wasn't there. And if there had been, and I had asked him, give me mine now, I might not be here today. But we find for a son to be that most arrogant. Most fathers, they inform their sons what they can expect. But the father retains ownership until his estate is settled. So I want to look at this story this morning with a fresh set of eyes. Luke here says there was a man who had two sons. The younger one said, "Father, give me my share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. The boy who was the younger son was not even what was his. He wanted to have his inheritance, and his father gave it to him. So from the beginning, you see a loving father. Parents are usually more than glad to go beyond the call of duty when it comes to our children. What you mean, Pastor? Well, design clothes, athlete shoes, band instruments, movie tickets, bowling parties, iPhones, iPads, braces, the first car, college tuition, and if you got a daughter, weddings. I don't know about you, I paid for 2 weddings, and I paid for 2 weddings, Brother Mark, and I know they have. The cost of raising a child, if you think about it, is sobering. Each year, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, it estimates the cost of raising one child. If 2 parents make in excess of $60,000 a year, listen, they say you will spend $12,980 a year per child, per year. And contrary to what these new parents, they got, they just had the babies, think. You think the first year are the most expensive. I got news for you. No. They're not the most expensive years. But if you do the math, if you add up 18 years worth of expense, just for inflation, you will discover that it costs $288,570 to raise one child. Now, I'm going to throw something else at you. That does not include the cost of college education. But if a child does not make good grades in school, if they don't receive any scholarship money, they want to go to college, guess what? That will cost the parents another $90,000. So the average cost to raise a child and educate them is nearly $400,000. Brother Evans, if I had saved my money, instead of fathering 3 children, I could have easily bought that traveling bus that I wanted. The one you see going down the road, and they got the little car towed behind it slides out. I could have easily done that. But many of us dads, we're like Will Rogers, who said he carried photos in his wallet now, where money used to be. A loving father, though, is generous, not only with financial resources, but with time, encouragement, and affection. Dads, children, have you taken the time They say thanks to Dad for providing for you and upbringing. In this parable, the loving Father is an earthly example of our heavenly fathers. Dads, you need to know this. You need to know this. In spite of all you do, in spite of your best effort, it's still possible to raise a child who rebels against God's authority and yours. Instead of focusing on his blessings, this song focuses on the restricted rules. I don't like the curfew. I don't like you telling me what to do. So just give me mine and I'm out of here. The boy didn't know how good he had. Luke tells us that he squandered his wealth in wild living. Dads, I need you to be careful if that scenario shows up. Be careful about beating up yourselves. You see, even a perfect father can raise a wayward son. He was generous, but he was also heartbroken. But yet, he was a patient father. This son arrives in a far country with everything he needs, necessary resources. He sampled the lowest of what the world had to offer. And he gave himself over to extravagances, squandering on the world promises until he ran out of money. When he ran out of money, guess what? A parent best friend appears out of nowhere. What is that? What is that? What's the best friend a parent has? Reality. Reality shows up. I've told this story before, but I'm getting old and I can't remember. And if I told it to you, just bear with me. For some of you may have heard it, maybe you have not. Young man was in college. Like y'all, he wanted some money to do some stuff. So he sits down and he writes a short letter to his father. He said, "Dear Dad, no moon, no fun, your son." I'm saying, his daddy got the letter, opened it, read it, got a pen out, and sent the letter back to him. He's told him, he said, "Too bad, so sad, you're dead." You see, reality has a way of getting even the worst of us our attention. Isn't that right? When reality shows up, everything else go out the door. But this father, this loving father, I need to hurry up. I need to get out of here. The father, though, had a ritual ever since his son had left. He spent his evenings on the porch, looking over the horizon, waiting for his son to reappear. He was probably tempted to send out a search party, but that wise father knew he couldn't force obedience, so he let time pass and let reality took over while he waited. Taylor Chapel, a wayward child chooses to obey. All the forces in the world won't guarantee compliance. Yes, it's embarrassing for parents when their children go AWOL You lose face with your friends. You lose bragging rights at the church. And you feel like an absolute failure before the Lord. The hardest assignment any father is ever given is the task of waiting for a lost child to repent. But my Bible says they didn't wait. Daddy kept waiting. And finally, patience won out. That kind of patience that God has with us. Even though God is all powerful, even though we rebel, we deserve to be punished. He doesn't force us to bow down to him. Instead, when you wander astray, God just back up and wait. You see, he doesn't protect you from the laws of the harvest. What is that? Whatever a man sows, that shall he also reap. Your family may be a job, a spouse, or your health. Whatever it is, whatever you're going through, whatever your rebellion is, God loves you so much that he will not shield you from the consequences of your actions. Daddy just waited. Lo and behold, one day the father, doing his usual ritual, going to the front porch, looking for his son, and he sees him not as he left. But the next day he looks and he sees, the Bible says, afar off, somebody coming that way. And Daddy, even old, his eyesight not what it used to be. But afar off, he says, that's my son. How do you know, Daddy? I know how he walks. And you got to understand that in the first century, it was undignified for an adult to run. But this dad, this father didn't care about what he looked like. He began to run toward his son. This is the only time in the Bible where God is portrayed as being in a hurry. So dads, what I want you to do today is be quick to forgive. Dads, children, dads will love you through your pain and your suffering. Many times we may not say a word, perhaps because we don't know what to say. I believe the story indicates that our Heavenly Father gives us free will. He allows us the freedom to choose. He could control us and make the path easy to choose him. But he won't. He just keeps enough distance that we have a choice. So if we are to be like our Heavenly Fathers, we should do the same things. Dad should we allow us, come from our children, to make choices for themselves. And they're going to find out that it's not all that easy. In this story, the son comes really running back home. But he comes back only after messing up royally. I know more than one father, and you do too, that have accepted their children back home this way. They messed up, but they came back, and sometimes they didn't suggest that a dad won't. Well, fathers want to know that their children are doing well, that their children are not suffering. They want to know that their children are doing well, and they want their children to know that you can come home any time. They want their children to be wise and equipped to face the world. God has the wisdom to let us learn the hard way. My mama told me, that's your bed, you made it, you laid it, but it didn't mean she didn't love me, and she welcomed me back home every time I messed up. No matter how bad it was, God never says, I told you so. God will never point his finger in your faces. God is God, and God is the perfect Father. God has wisdom to let us learn the hard way, and the love to welcome us back anytime we mess up. No matter how bad this boy had really messed up, and we dance on this day, even though you haven't cooked dinner for us, we still love you, and we do love to hear your voice on the other end of that phone as well. So as I close, just as this father waited anxious for his son, God, he's waiting for you to pick up that phone and dial G-O-D. He will accept the charges, for he wants to hear from his children. How do I know that? Because he answered my prayer, but I believe he answered yours as well. And if that's not enough, if that don't get you, let me just deal with this son's father. He saw his son, he ran to meet his son, and he told his servants, clean him up, put on the best clothes, put my ring on his finger, so everybody will know he's truly mine, because somebody in the neighborhood, they may have doubts that he's my son, but that ring, they've seen it before, they've seen it on my finger, as I went about the city, and as I conducted business, they know that ring, it belongs to me. So come here, some of my servants, I need you to go right now, go through the neighborhood and begin to spread the news. What news is that? There's a party is about to begin at my house, and everyone is invited to come. Stop what you're doing. You don't have to dress up. Come as you are. children who are glad to see their children. Yes, your child may have made some mistakes, some wrong decisions, even got mad and left home angry. But now they come to themselves, and now they're standing on your front porch. What you gonna do? Are you gonna open the door? Are you gonna hug? I seen just a couple weeks ago tears streaming down fathers' faces as they were told their children would never grace their table with their presence again. Their young sons would never give them the joy of having grandchildren. And here stand this father, his son is right here. He's a little thinner than when he left. The only clothes he had is those on his back. He left with a full wardrobe. His shoes, they're in tatters. His hair is in a mess. Haven't shaved in many days. And his hair, the smell of hogs all over. But Daddy, he was just hugging. Daddy was hugging. Daddy, his eyes were filled with tears. Why? His son was alive and home, and because of his daddy's love, he received him with open arms. Some of you dads, you may be angry with your child. They let you down. They disappointed you. Not on one occasion, but time and time again. They haven't called. They won't even send a call. But they are alive. So what I want you to do is let go of that anger. Love your children in spite of. If they come home, you ought to grab them. If they come He